Don't look. When Mark first noticed the ghost, it was late at night. He had been lying in bed, scrolling on his phone, the glow illuminating the walls of his dim room. Out of the corner of his eye, he thought he saw movement, something pale and still, standing in the doorway. He froze, his thumb hovering over the screen. Slowly, he turned his head. There was nothing there. Shaking it off, he went back to his phone. But the feeling lingered, a weight in the air, like he wasn't alone. His chest tightened, but eventually, he fell asleep. The next night, it happened again. This time, he saw it clearly, a pale figure standing at the edge of his vision, just by the living room door. It didn't move. His heart pounded as he gritted his teeth, refusing to look. He told himself it was a shadow, a trick of his tired mind. But the longer he ignored it, the more the pressure built in the room, like the air itself was thickening. And then, against his better judgment, Mark glanced over. It vanished. Now, the ghost came every night, always just out of reach, always waiting for him to notice. Mark learned quickly that it only disappeared when he looked directly at it, but the more he noticed, the closer it got. A week in, it started appearing closer, at the foot of his bed, by the couch when he watched TV. Sometimes, it lingered just behind him when he looked in the bathroom mirror. He could feel it now, the cold weight of its presence even when he wasn't looking. He stopped sleeping, stopped working. All he could think about was avoiding the ghost. Don't notice it, don't look, but it was always there. One night, desperate, Mark invited his friend Nate over. Just stay with me, he begged. Nate looked at him like he was crazy but agreed. They sat in Mark's living room, the TV playing softly in the background. Mark tried to stay calm, but then he felt it. The air grew heavy, the room colder. It's here, Mark whispered. Nate frowned. What's here? Don't look. Whatever you do, don't look. What are you? Don't look. Mark snapped, his voice trembling. Nate froze, staring at the carpet. What the hell is wrong with you? He whispered. The ghost's presence grew stronger, suffocating. Mark's palms were slick with sweat. And then Nate made a mistake. He looked up. Oh my God, Nate whispered, his face draining of color. Stop, Mark yelled, but it was too late. Nate's eyes widened in horror. It's behind you. Mark's blood ran cold. He could feel it now, the faintest breath on the back of his neck. He didn't dare turn around. And then the lights went out.